Welcome to Today at the Guild, podcasting results, news and winning performances from the 2025 Manx Music, Speech and Dance Festival.
Manx Radio's coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.
Fastamai, good evening and welcome to Today at the Guild. I'm Judith and it is my absolute privilege to have some winning performances, news and results from Today at the Guild. And I have to say that the spotlight quite definitely tonight is on young people. Well, people of every age take part in the Guild. You know that. There is a home for every genre of music, spoken word, drama, dance, and age is no barrier at all. There is something that everybody can feel comfortable at. But the winning performances that I want to share with you tonight are definitely from the classes that involve young people. We've got to catch up on the Sheffield Plate. I promised you I'd play some more high-scoring performances of distinction from the songs from the musicals. And we have, of course, winning performances from today's competitions. So let's start straight away by taking a look at the Sheffield Plate competition. Now, this is the Guild's top award for children's solo singing. It's the sort of young people's equivalent of the Cleveland Medal Test. Winners of the 8 individual solo song classes compete again for the Sheffield Plate. Now, we've already had 4 classes that have produced winners, and we've heard over the last evenings, we've heard from Eben Kilgallen, Eva Corkish, Evie Traynor and Ella Rose Crellin. Now, they've all secured their place in the Sheffield Plate final, which incidentally is at 6 o'clock on Saturday night in the Villa Marina, and it's going to be a great night. That's how it starts off, and then there are other classes as the evening unfolds. I'll tell you about those a little bit later. But if you'd like to come along and give the young people your support, that would be tremendous because, you know, it's a big stage for these young singers. For some of them, it's the first time that they have been on a stage of that size, and to come out and see lots of friendly, supportive faces in the audience would be absolutely brilliant. So if you can come along and join us, you're promised a great night. So we know that Eben, Eva, Evie and Ella Rose are going to be there. And I've got 4 more winning performances for you now. And these were places that were decided in competition today. And this is Parker Kissack to sing for you now. With all of these, it is a set song and an official accompanist. Parker, who was the winner of the Boys Treble Solo class for school years 5 to 6. The set song is I'm Learning to Read by Betty Rowe, and Parker's accompanist is Madeline Kelly. And here is class winner Parker Kissack.
Stand up and fight. If only I'd managed to master it all, I'd be a fine man and stand 10 foot tall. I'll ask for your hand, and when we are wed, I'll buy you a bonnet and gown of red. I'm learning to read, I'm learning to write, I'm leaving the world that turns day into night. I'll take to the law and I'll wear a smart wig. For the likes of the rivals I care not a fig. I'll ask for your hand, and when we are wed, I'll love you forever and ever and ever, and no more said.
I just wanted you to hear a little bit of the applause there for class winner Parker Kissack. And I have to say that, mind you, I say this all the time, don't I? I would hate to have to judge anything, but really, I don't know how they're going to be able to judge this Sheffield Plate, because every single singer has got some particular individual quality. So it's not our responsibility. Our responsibility is simply to enjoy the music. So there's Parker Kissack, and he has earned his place in the Sheffield Plate final on Saturday evening. Lucy Morris was the winner of the girls' solo class for school years 7 and 8. Her accompanist is Madeline Kelly, and the test piece set for this class is The Path to the Moon. This is Lucy Morris. Beautiful singing there from class winner Lucy Morris, and she too will be competing for the Sheffield Plate on Saturday evening. Now, the Boys Treble Solo class for school years 7 to 9. Again, Madeline Kelly is on duty as the official accompanist, and it's an Aaron Copland song that has been set for this class, Ching A Ring Ching. And here to sing for you is the class winner, Daniel Tickle.
Ching a ring ching ching, ho a ding a ding come lucky. Ching a ring ching ching, ho a ding come lucky. Brothers gather round, listen to the story about the promised land and the promised glory. You don't need to fear if you have no money. You don't need to buy you milk and honey. There you'll ride and style, coach with 4 white horses. There the evening meal has 1, 2, 3, 4 courses. Ching a ring ching, ching a ring ching, ho a ding a ding come lucky. Ching a ring ching, ho a ding come lucky.
Wow, a great finish on that one from Daniel Tickle, class winner for the Boys Treble Solo, school years 7 to 9. Young voices there, and Daniel will be singing again on Saturday evening. Now, because the Sheffield Plate qualifying classes cover such a wide age range, it is possible to qualify for the Sheffield Plate more than once. And that is the case for Penny Lavery. Penny actually won the Sheffield Plate in 2023, but she's still well within the age to qualify, and she, in fact, won the class. It is the top end. It's the oldest, when I say oldest, for goodness sake, they're still very, very young singers, but it is the oldest qualifying class for the Sheffield Plate. It's school years 9 and 10. And it's, again, a girls' solo class. Penny Lavery was the winner. Her accompanist, again, is Madeline Kelly. And Penny won the class by singing Down by the Salley Gardens. This is Penny Lavery. Penny Lavery, accompanied by Madeline Kelly, and class winner for school years 9 and 10 girls solo, and qualifying once again for the Sheffield Plate competition. I think it was Christian Cooper, the last person that I can recall, who won the Sheffield Plate twice, with a couple of years in between, because he won when he was really the lowest end, a very, very young singer, and then qualified again and won it. I think it was 2 or 3 years later, because of the breadth of the age range that the competition covers. Of course, having won it once doesn't give you any advantage at all. But I do remember interviewing Penny when she won the Sheffield Plate in 2023, because, what we usually do, we interview the winner of the Sheffield Plate, interview the winner of the Cleveland Medal. It's very much a tradition of the Guild, isn't it? And Penny, who was then quite young, I can't remember exactly her age, but I do remember she had the most wonderfully mature and yet light-hearted approach to her music. And she's a pupil of Olivia Landell's, a pupil of Sing Up, and she said, music's everything to me. It's just everything. It's the whole, everything about my life, everything to do with music. That's my whole life. And I asked her about the song, and they're generally quite tricky songs that are set for these various classes. And she looked at me seriously. I asked her what about the song. She said, I didn't like the song, but it's set and you have to do it. And she said, it's all about the breathing. Well, she's mastered it well enough to qualify. So just to remind you, the full lineup for the Sheffield Plate, and we send our huge congratulations for getting this far and very, very good wishes to Eben Kilgallen, Eva Corkish, Evie Traynor, Ella Rose Crellin, Parker Kissack, Lucy Morris, Daniel Tickle and Penny Lavery. And whatever the outcome, I know you're going to give us a wonderful evening's entertainment. Start us off in great style, 6 o'clock on Saturday evening in the Royal Hall. I'll see you there. Right, how about some poetry now? Because there's lots of spoken word in the Guild. Not just poetry, there's reading from the Bible, public speaking, duologues, group themes, presentations. Great variety. And here's Enid Stubbs with a poem for you now. I have to say I'm very fond of the poetry of Robert Louis Stevenson. And there were a couple of choices in the class that Enid and 6 others went in for, but Enid was the class winner. Winter Hetherington Hawley was in second place, and Enid's choice was a poem by Robert Louis Stevenson that she is going to recite for you now. This is class winner Enid Stubbs.
Bed in Summer by Robert Louis Stevenson. In winter, I get up at night, dressed by yellow candlelight. In summer, quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me in the street. And does it not seem hard to you when all the sky is clear and blue? I would like so much to play to have to go to bed by day.
Isn't that lovely? Great poem, and very beautifully presented by class winner Enid Stubbs. And I should tell you that that was a spoken word class for 7-year-olds. So very well done to you, Enid. And all your class members, very high standard there. Now, let's go back to music, and this is a boys solo class. It's not one that qualifies for the Sheffield Plate. We're outside of that now, and this is for 15 to 18-year-olds. The accompanist for this class is Judith Christian, and it's a set piece. It's by Vaughan Williams, and it is the Woodcutter's Song. And to sing for you now, this is Ori Wilson.
Is down, need fear no fall. He that is low, no pride. He that is humble, ever shall have God to be his guide. Content with what I have, little be it or much, and large contentment still I crave, because thou savest such. To such a burden is that go on pilgrimage, here little and hereafter bliss is best from age to age.
And that was a class-winning performance from Ori Wilson, winner of the Boys Solo class for school years 10 to 13, 15 to 18 age range. And Ori is carrying on a family tradition of great support for the Guild. He's from a very talented family who can sing, instrumentalists, great exponents of the spoken word, and Ori is carrying on that family tradition in fine style. Ori, thank you very much for that. A duet for you coming along next.
Manx Radio's coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.
And the duet is in the class for school years 7 to 13. Now, this is an own choice class, just a time limit of 5 minutes. And the winning performance came from a very high, again, another high standard, high quality class. Winning performance came from Kasia Ashton and Loena Jockin. And they've chosen a piece called Flight by Craig Carnelia. This is Kasia Ashton and Loena Jockin.
Soul is in flight.
Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way.
Through the dawning day, I wanna flow, wanna rise, wanna spill,
Wanna grow on a grove on the side of a hill.
I don't care if the train runs late, if the checks don't clear, if the house blows down.
I'll be off where the weeds run wild, where the seeds fall far from this earthbound town, and I'll start to soar. Watch me rain till I pour. I'll catch a ship, I'll sail me astray, get caught in the wind. I'll just have to obey till I'm flying away. Let me leave behind
All the clouds in my mind.
I wanna wake without wondering why, finding myself in a burst for the I just roll. Let me lose all control.
I wanna float like a wish in a well, free as the sound of a sea in a shell.
I don't know, but maybe I'm just a fool. I should keep to the ground.
I should stay where I'm at.
Maybe everyone has hunger like this, and the hunger will pass, but I can't think like that. All I know is somewhere through a clearing, there's a flickering of sunlight and a river long and wide, and I have such a river inside. Let me run through a field in the night. Let me live from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like the cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way.
Wish me on my way.
Through the dawning day, I wanna flow, wanna rise, wanna spill, wanna grow on the side of a hill,
Wanna shift like a wave rolling on.
wanna drift from the path I've been traveling upon.
Well, I have to say, I was just sitting here spellbound listening to that. I do hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Beautiful piece, wasn't it? Flight by Craig Carnelia. And that was a class-winning performance from Kasia Ashton and Loena Jockin. The official accompanist for this class is Judith Christian, but some of the classes, the performers have to take the official accompanist, and some classes like this one, they can bring their own accompanist in, and this is where it's really quite difficult. This is where I wish I could be everywhere all at the same time and see whether in fact Judith played for them or whether in fact somebody else who's been working with them in fact accompanied them on that. So I hope you'll forgive me for being a bit vague about that information, but I can tell you that the high standard of the class was reflected in the fact that there were joint second places for Eva Griffiths and Penny Lavery singing that beautiful piece by Bob Chilcott, The Lily and the Rose, and Kendra Metcalf and Maddie Wood also took a joint second in this class with What Is This Feeling from Wicked by Stephen Schwartz. Wicked has been so popular in the Guild over the years. Ever since it came out, lots of songs from Wicked have featured in different classes. Right, now let's have a little bit of instrumental music, because Thursday in the Guild is traditionally full of instrumental classes, and today was no different. Flute and clarinet and some beautiful harp playing. But we started off the morning with the recorder and tin whistle solo class. This is up to school year 6. And it produced a first place from Myla Quay, playing her whistle and that lovely traditional tune, Smuggler's Lullaby. This is Myla Quay. Thank you, class winner Myla Quay. And we will be coming back to the instrumental classes a little bit later in our coverage. But something else that happened yesterday that was very, very popular was the pop song class, adult pop song class. Now, the rules are fairly relaxed on this one. Own choice of a pop song written between 1980 and the present day. There's a time limit of 6 minutes, and it is as straightforward as that. And lovely to see singers who support other classes, perhaps some of the more classical inclined classes, joining in this one as well. So we had a great selection of music to choose from, and the first in this one went to Maya Haddock. Now, the accompanist for this class is David Holland, and Maya's choice was Creep by Radiohead. A class-winning performance coming along for you now. Maya Haddock on stage.
When you were here before, I couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special, but I'm a creep.
Winner of the adult pop song class, accompanied by David Holland, it was Maya Haddock, took first prize with Creep by Radiohead. And I was talking to the wonderful Tim Price, who does all the recordings and all the technical things for us to make it possible to broadcast all these performances from the Guild. And I was talking to Tim, and Tim is as interested as I am in the Guild, and we talk endlessly about the performances and, everything that goes with it. And we were saying what is different about what we have seen change in the young people over a very short space of time is not only that they have the vocal ability, but all of them developed this ability to communicate the song so well, to bring that acting element in that really, really brings the song off the stage and into our hearts and our minds. And never more was this more obvious than in the songs from the musicals that I was talking about last night. This is for young singers. This is school years 9 to 13, so it's the top age of 18. And in this class of around about 40 singers, we had seven individual performances who all had marks of 90 and above, which is exceptional in a music festival. It indicates performances of great distinction. And I played some of those for you last night, and we're going to listen to 3 more. We played 4 last night, and we're going to listen to 3 more tonight. Because, again, the amazing thing about a very open choice of classes like this is that there was no duplication. Any musical, you could pick from any musical. And while some people did choose the same musical, they chose different songs from it. Now, these are all singers from different schools and have different teachers. So, there isn't any opportunity to sort of put their heads together and say, well, if you sing this, I'll sing that. So it is really great that we get this terrific concert with so much variety in it. We're going to listen now to Emma Hill. And Emma Hill was one of the 7 who scored a mark of great distinction above 90. And her choice is from The Wiz by Charlie Smalls. And Emma Hill is going to sing Home.
When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. Wind that makes the tall trees bend into leaning. Suddenly the raindrops that fall have a meaning, sprinkling the scene. There's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It sure would be nice to be back home where there's love and affection. And just maybe I can convince time to slow up, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. Time being my friend. Let me start again. Suddenly my world's gone and changed its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have had my mind spun around in space, and yet I've watched it growing. If you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know if we should believe the things that we see. Tell us, should we run away? Or should we try and stay? Or would it be better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy, but it's taught me to love, so it's real to me. And I've learned that we must look inside our hearts to find a world full of love. Like yours, like mine.
A performance of distinction from Emma Hill, and that was Home from The Wiz. Now, Kendra Maddox has been singing to a very, very high standard this week. And in fact, yesterday, Wednesday afternoon, she won the girls' solo class for school years 11 to 13. That's age 16 to 18. And she was singing one of those classic songs, a Kurt Weill song, My Ship. It's a beautiful song. And I can promise you that it will be one that will be going into my repertoire for local music features that I do every Sunday night at 11:15 on Sundown. But it's her song from the shows that I'm going to play for you now. This is, I have to say, a particular favourite of mine, but I'm playing it simply because Kendra was one of this Elite 7 in the songs from the musicals that all gained marks of distinction of 90 and above. But the musical is Ragtime, and it is an absolutely heart-rending song. It's called Your Daddy's Son, and here is Kendra Maddox to sing for you. From the musical Ragtime, that was Kendra Maddox and Your Daddy's Son. Now, again, the official accompanist for this class is Naomi Cole, and a lady who has been working very, very hard throughout this week as an official accompanist and also as a competitor in various classes, instrumental classes and singing. And whenever you see her, she's always always smiling. Mind you, that's true of so many people involved in the Guild this week. But again, I'm going a little bit cautiously because it's not compulsory to take the official accompanist for the class. So it may well be that some people brought their own accompanist with them, and which is, you know, how I say, unless I could be in all the halls and all the time, it's very difficult for me to say definitely. When it's an official accompanist that the performers have to take, then I know I'm on safe ground, but I go a bit tentatively and beg forgiveness for people who've been accompanying the performers who I haven't mentioned. But if you happen to see me in the corridors in the villa, tell me and I'll note it down in my programme. Because trying to get complete and accurate information is what I always do try to do. I know I fail, but I count on you to keep me straight. Now, we've got one more performance to listen to from this quite remarkable class of songs from the musicals for our young singers between 14 and 18 years of age. And she's Rosie Bullough, and she's going to sing for you in just a moment.
Manx Radio's coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.
And once again, it is a performance of distinction that attracted a mark of 90 or above. Rosie Bullough has chosen a song from Chaplin the Musical, which, as the name suggests, is about the life of Charlie Chaplin. When It All Falls Down is the song, and Rosie Bullough is to sing for you.
Mr. Chaplin, you may think I'm rather small, 'cause the posh papers are falling at your feet. So go ahead and snub me, and don't return my calls, and build your house on top of Easy Street. What you gonna do when it all falls down? 'Cause I let a little rumor spread. Ha! What you gonna do when I change the name of the person sleeping in your bed? What you gonna do when I tell the tale that makes the country turn its head? Just a little gossip and just a little lie. I'll simply say the little tramp is just a little spy. And what you gonna do when it all falls down? Hey there, Mr. Chaplin. Well, your act deserves applause. You wave our flag and the country is impressed. But I'm a voice among the crowd that's questioning your cause. And now I'll spread my doubts among the rest. What you gonna do when it all falls down? And where you gonna go from there? What you gonna do when the money's gone? And who you gonna buy to care? What you gonna do when the country says, now get yourself out of here? What you gonna paint when you cannot paint the town? I'm gonna wipe that smile from that famous little clown. And what you gonna do when it all falls down? And all the king's horses and all the king's men could never put poor Charlie together again. And what's he gonna do when it all falls down?
Rosie Bullough and What You Gonna Do When It All Falls Down. Thank you to all the young people who took part in that class, Songs from the Musicals, and gave us such a wonderfully entertaining time. Congratulations to all of you. And now, let's focus on some instrumental music, because instrumental class is very much a part of the competitions today in the Royal Hall. And incidentally, have you discovered our YouTube channel, Manx Radio's YouTube channel? Because Chris Quirk, he's down at the Villa every day this week and he's filming people. You know, everyone has a story to tell at the Guild. So he's been talking to performers and to adjudicators and lots of people involved in the Guild family. And this afternoon we were talking with a couple of harpists, Autumn Riles and Ailish Kilgallen. And that's just one of the little videos that are there. And he generally advertises them on the Manx Radio Facebook page. But if you can go along and have a look on the YouTube channel, you'll find a huge selection of Guild videos there that we really hope you will enjoy. If you can get to the Villa, we love to see you. But if you can't, then we do everything that we can to bring the Guild to you. And the YouTube channel, the Manx Radio YouTube channel, is one of the ways that we try to do that by putting up little videos. So if you're able to, take a look, and I hope you enjoy what you see. Now, classes for woodwind, tin whistle, plucked strings, violin, viola, all of those were on offer today. And where to start? Well, I think we'll just play a class-winning performance on the Celtic harp. This is Amalie McCraith, and this is how she won her class. class-winning performance there of Celtic Harp played by Emily McCraith, and that was in the plucked strings class for grades 3 to 5. In the same grade but for violin, we had a win for Cara Rolls. Cara Rolls was accompanied there by Madeline Kelly. And thank you to Emily McCraith and Cara Rolls for giving us a little glimpse into the instrumental magic that is the Guild. I've just got seconds to say thank you so much for listening. I'll be back on The Breakfast Show. Faster My from Judith at the Guild.
Manx Radio's coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.
Thank you for listening to our coverage of the 2025 Guild. Podcasts of all our reports are available shortly after broadcast at manxradio.com or via your usual podcast provider. And you can find video interviews with performers, teachers and other Guild celebrities also on the Manx Radio website and on our Facebook page too, with new ones added every day.
Station